Oh shit, I have to change my name. Socks. That's true, yeah. I would actually love to get some socks. I need socks. That's cute.
Our group had taken a job with the Huntsman's Lodge to... We just lost Stephanie.
I'll be back.
And
I'll be back.
To seek out a hunter that used to be with the group known as Griff, one that you had met in the Goblin Caves. So, tracking your way back to the Goblin Caves, you discovered that there was some illusory force that had changed the outer appearance where the garage door previously laid. Figuring your way through the illusion, you moved through, and in a way that's very consistent with the way this group plays, you guys just raised hell, and you killed a shit ton of goblins, a couple ogres, a shit ton of were-rats, and you guys just duked it out. So, after this, you venture deep into the chamber within, finding the lair of a goblin witch. You slayed the witch by, she kind of slayed herself by jumping off of a cliff and trying to underway herself to safety, and that didn't work, so... that one might have been on me, but at any rate, you plundered the cave, getting some loot that you all have in your inventory, and you rescued a civilized goblin by the name of Slap Happy, who was wearing a yellow polo shirt and khakis, and was very happy to be saved. So as we start, the group has currently knocked the half-orc were-rat Griff unconscious, and you are standing in the cave, ready to carry him back to the sink with Slap Happy in tow.
Has the information I was downloading completed downloading?
I believe we already covered that.
And we tied up Griff, right?
We didn't, but I mean, we can if we think it's necessary.
I'll go. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna go tie him up.
He's not waking up anytime soon.
Are we supposed to bring him back alive?
think it was alive or dead, really.
We might make a little more if he's alive. They might have questions for him.
I wonder what
I've been
happened to
thinking
him.
how. Yeah, that's a good question.
Also, we haven't talked about that thing that we saw with the metal skeleton, and now this.
Metal skeleton?
Yeah, the thing that we fought. What was it? Wait.
Are you referring to the Manticore?
The Manticore, yeah.
So you recall that the only other people that were there for the Manticore were Asher, Fira, and Virgil.
Daru wasn't there.
Nor was
And here was I.
And Hyde. Oh, okay, you guys weren't there. Oh, there was these weird Manticores. Their skeleton was made of black lava rock. And they had these trackers on them. It's the one that Asher has.
That doesn't seem normal.
It's just weird.
Probably somebody's pets. Imagine.
I don't know. What I found when I was like snooping in their computer for a little is like more like science experiments or something. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a biologist.
You want to try to
Maybe.
find whatever made those things?
I mean, no, I don't really care enough to do that, but it's just weird. Anyways, we have to go get back to the Frostfest. It's starting soon.
Frostfest?
Yeah. It's this festival. It happens in the sink.
I'm in. Could use a break for a minute.
So as you're kind of standing there, I imagine still pretty badly beaten and bruised inside of the this warehouse that has this river of toxic filth kind of running through it. What are you guys doing?
Are you guys ready to
Make
go
our way
back? Yeah.
Make our way
Yeah.
back to
Yeah,
this thing.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take point, and I don't know what time of day it is, but
At this point, it would be around 5 p.m. The sun is, it's beginning to go down.
Should we maybe take a rest before we go to the festival?
We
Is
can
it
take
at
a short
night?
rest.
Yeah,
You guys
we
want
might
to take a rest in the Goblin Caves?
Maybe we should wait till we get back to town.
Yeah, maybe we should go and then we can take a...
Yeah, we're not too far from
No.
town, are we?
No.
No.
Well, you're a couple hours out.
Traveling at night would be a little dangerous.
I think we can get back on time and then short rest there unless anyone is like
You
really
guys-
hurt.
if you guys are beat up and need to, then that's fine.
I think we should
Yeah, that fight was
travel
pretty
while we have the
interesting.
sun.
I
Let's
agree.
vote on it. Oh yeah, if we have the sun, sure.
Is anyone against it?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Alright, we'll just travel back then.
Okay.
And if you want, I can take the point.
You're welcome to join me. Yeah.
All right.
Tell you what, one of you guys make a survival check when you guys make a perception check.
I'll do survival.
I'll go perception then.
I got 19.
Okay. So
Second
Fira,
half, good.
you're kind of
Natty.
okay. Nice. You're kind of going to be the one making sure the group kind of follows their tracks back. And with that check, you might shave off some minutes on your journey. You got a natural 20 on your perception check, Asher?
Yeah, it's a 26 total.
Damn.
Okay.
Nice.
Just as you exit the warehouse, Asher, you notice as a note, did someone said they were going to bind Griff?
Yeah, I was tying him up.
Okay, you need to make a survival check for that.
Okay.
Are you proficient in survival?
I don't know, but I rolled a natural 19, so let's see, survival. Come on, stupid fucking iPod work. Yeah, I actually am. So 20 total.
Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry, gotta. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so with that survival check and Asher that perception check, Asher, you start to hear the sound of binds being pulled at.
Okay,
But
I'm gonna telepathically let everyone know to keep an eye on I forgot what his name was.
Grip.
Griff. Guys, Griff's pulling at those binds.
I'm gonna get right behind him and look at him. Is he conscious?
Doesn't appear to be.
Doesn't appear to be. I'm gonna get
He's breathing.
breathing. Okay. I'm just gonna keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Slap him in the face.
You slap him in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. You slap him in the face, and you notice that he kind of like flinches after, and like one eye kind of blinks open. And he looks
Taru,
at
did
you.
you see that?
Son of a bitch.
Zoik.
Well, I'd just say we can do this the easy way or the hard way. It's dead or alive. Alive just pays more money.
All the same to you. I prefer the easy way.
Hold them in place as hide finishes. You know, you want to tighten up these bindings.
The bindings are taut. He wasn't making much progress.
Okay.
And Eddie, you're muted.
Okay. I was gonna say I wanted to pick him up by the throat. The only way you're getting out of these binds is if you're dead. Then I'll loosen them up for you.
He just looks at you. You're still holding him?
Yeah.
Okay. He's kind of like, I can't say much while you're choking me.
I'll drop him.
You drop him, and he kind of hits the floor and kind of falls to one side as his legs are bound together. And he just starts going into this coughing fit. And he goes, you know, whatever they're paying you, I can make it worth your while. If you cut me free and let me go.
Not a chance.
What happened to you?
He says, a curse. Anyone who's bit by the were-rat becomes one in turn. You'll betray your family, your friends. You won't be able to help yourselves.
That sucks. Probably shouldn't keep you alive then.
He says, oh, I'm not gonna bite. That's already been done. And he looks across all of you with the various wounds all over your body.
It's okay, guys. I can probably make a way to cure it. It's fine.
Yeah, he'll
Probably,
take
or
care.
you can.
Probably, most likely. I mean, if anybody really needs it, I have one. I'll pull out the vial. So, I mean, we're good for one.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, you guys might as well just turn me in. This guy's got it under control.
Okay.
Okay.
Who bit you?
You know, it's funny. And all the bloodshed and ass kicking. I don't quite remember.
So
I thought I
just-
was fine too. I drank one of those potions. I drank something that's supposed to cure disease. But as I said, you're a lot smarter than I was, so you got this.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Making an insight check.
14.
14. Wow. Close roll. There's kind of there's a confidence to this man. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. But at the very end of that last sentence, you see a flicker of fear and desperation in his eyes. You don't know how much of what he's saying is true, and if anything is false. You do get the sense that he will pretty much say anything to survive.
Well, I
Or
trust
to be
Staru.
turned back into the sink.
So,
I mean, we're going to turn him in. That's that. They'll do with him whatever they'll do with him. I don't want to personally, kill him.
yeah. Let's just keep walking.
How much do y'all know about witches?
Stare at Ezra.
You killed one. You think that makes you heroes? You just put a big fucking target on your back.
What is she gonna do? She's dead too.
She is. But you have to consider her coven. And that little stunt you pulled, you saw the totem. I guarantee you they saw your faces. Let me
So
go.
are you-
Do you know
are
where
you
the
like a
totems are?
servant?
I can put in a good word with the Cabal. They will let you walk. Unharmed, uncursed. We could just forget this ever happened.
How do we know you even have any authority?
At this point, you guys have been walking this whole time. Asher, with that perception check, you get the sense that you are being followed. Out of the corner of your eye, you saw the faintest flicker of movement.
Alright,
Yeah,
tail.
gotcha. I'll just stay in the back, just on guard, kind of.
You guys stop where you are?
No, we can keep going. I'll
No,
just here.
I would. I think we should continue as if we don't know.
Okay.
Did you
let
tell
everybody
everyone?
know there's-
I'll tell it. We'll tell it practically. I'll be telling you guys there's a tail, but we should continue as if we don't know there's a tail.
I'm gonna
I mean,
use Eyes of the Grave. And I'm
Okay.
gonna look around.
Use Eyes of the Grave. Doesn't appear to be any undead presence.
Undead. I'm gonna let
You think
everyone know no
it's-
undead.
One of those witches.
Yeah.
Hey, Griff, do you like work for the witches, or like why? What's your deal? Why were you? Honestly, I didn't expect the witch to be a goblin. So is there like human witches, or you just a solo deal?
He says. At this point, you see as he kind of spits a bit of blood out of his mouth as he's walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's walking. He says, "You know, I don't know that any of them are human. Some of them look it. Sometimes. I don't know that I work for them, but we paid them tribute. Anything we take from the city, from the travelers, the witch got first pick."
So you're their bitch.
Well, come on now.
He just glares at you. And he just says, "Darling, you're lucky I'm in these binds."
Not very scared of you.
Hyde, roll a strength check.
Okay.
I'd say this would be at disadvantage.
Okay. Remember, I have alert feature too, so I can't be snuck up on.
Okay, I'll say this is a straight roll.
Okay. So then, 20 total.
Okay.
Nice.
So you watch as his legs have been unbound, and he's now got almost this leash on his neck.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch as in a flash he contorts his body, and
Yeah.
that rat face comes out. Hyde, you don't even see this.
Okay.
And with that, he lunges at Ezra, making
no.
it about 6 inches from her face.
Mhm.
And with that, there's just this snapping sound. And Hyde, you feel this like snap behind you, and for a second, it pulls on you. Turn, and Griff is laid the fuck out on the ground as he just lunged at Ezra, and just your massive form, just at your walking speed, was enough to feel like a fucking
Just-
bull again. And he's choking.
It's good. It was a good try. It's a good try.
Yeah, we're all shaking our boots here, buddy.
Maybe just back away from him, everybody.
Asher, you hear footsteps behind you. It's odd because you don't see anyone as far as the road goes, but they sound close, strangely enough, and they sound like they're directly behind you on the open road.
What is the, like, so we're on a road, but what's the side, like,
It's-
beside the road?
Thick tree cover on both sides.
How dark is the tree cover?
Reasonably dark. It's getting late.
Who's directly behind me?
I'm bringing up the rear.
You bring up
I don't
your-
know what the marching order is. Yeah.
I was fairly close to Griffin, you, and everybody else.
I feel like we've been kind of bunched up. I don't think it's a straight line.
Are we?
I mean, should we take care of whoever's following us right now?
Should we just take care of him first?
Guys,
If they don't make a move before we get to the city, I don't see any problem.
I'm gonna,
At this point,
Yeah, they're going to.
Ezra and Fira, the two of you, also hear these footsteps. And you don't know how many, but there seem to be at least 2 sets of footsteps within about 20 or so feet of you that seem to be flanking around you. yet there's no one that you can see.
I'm gonna cast Bless on all of us.
Oh,
I'm going to run up ahead a little bit and then go into the cover of the trees.
all right.
Okay, people are doing stuff. I'm gonna stab
Yeah.
Griff.
Yep, I'm gonna stop right here.
Me too.
At this point, Slap Happy kind of pipes up and he just goes, excuse me? Excuse me?
Time to see if you can fight, Goblin.
Does anybody have any chapstick?
I don't. No, I don't have any chapstick.
Okay. At which point, at once, 3 individuals appear before you as an invisibility spell is dropped. Between you and the direction you're going, you see the Huntmaster Waylon. Flanking on your right side, you see Bard, the Dwarven Lore Master.
Mm-hmm.
And to your left, you see a human young man that's about 18 to 20 years old. He looks a little bit out of sorts. He's wearing the long huntsman's jacket, and he's carrying what looks like a light crossbow. But he just looks a little bit, a little nervous. And with that,
How's this all about?
Waylon speaks up. He says, well, we wanted to see you work up close. And we're pleased.
I'll come out of the tree cover.
Says, you especially, young man. It's, I noticed you picked up on us there.
Yeah. You guys are kind of loud. I mean, for hunters.
With that, he kind of chuckles. He says, loud, he says, oh, this fucker. I like you. Well, listen, for reasons we won't quite get into, we figured we'd take it from here. So, I have with us...
Why wait this long?
Sorry, what's that?
Said why wait this long? Why stalk us to this point?
Oh, because I wanted to see what you said. Heard the rat-faced one was offering you a deal. I wanted to see if you'd take it.
Makes sense.
Is there a reason you don't want us bringing him
Oh,
back
did I
into
take
the
him in
city?
his head?
What's that? I heard Dar didn't hear Hyde.
I said the only thing I'd be taken from is this head.
He says, oh, that won't be necessary. Yet. He says, you see, Griff here's a wanted man in the sink. But I figured no point in letting the watchman take him from us, as he's got a lot to answer for. And with that, he looks over and says, speak of the devil. How the hell are you, Griff? And with that, you watch as the now half-orc form, he had reverted back, is just kind of looking down, not making eye contact. He says, a death at the hands of a watchman is too good for the likes of you. You're not making it back to the sink, my friend. With that, he walks over to you, Hyde. And he's holding an envelope. And he hands it to you.
So I take it, open it. What's this?
This is about $1,500.
What was our contract for the Watchmen?
You didn't have a contract with the Watchmen. The Watchmen are just essentially the guards of the sink.
Okay.
So what Waylon basically told you is that if Griff makes it back to town alive,
Yeah.
he'll be arrested and then probably
Yeah.
sent to prison or executed.
Okay.
And it seems like he basically wants to handle this in-house.
Okay. So I hand the letter to off to like Ezra or somebody. What do you make
Give
of
it to Daru.
What is this?
You're just done.
So Hyde
Payment.
hands it to Ezra. Ezra takes it to Daru.
Digitize it. Oh, pleasure doing business with you.
So we're part of the.
Daru, you feel this tug on your pant leg. And you
What?
see Slap Happy just holding his hands up.
Oh, that's actually kind of weird, man. You're like probably twice my age.
Says, I'm not but 7.
Give him a pat on the head.
I'll pick him up.
Says, oh, I just thought I could hold the money for you.
Oh, I thought you wanted a hug. I can carry you if you want.
No,
I'll carry him like a baby.
you're kind of cradling like. He just says, you know, this is a little degrading.
Okay, I'll put him down.
Put him down. Okay, so at this point, as Waylon has handed you that envelope, he's now looking at you expectantly.
Give him a leash.
I guess we can hand it over to him.
Guess we'll hand him over. Nice doing business with you.
He nods.
So,
He just says, welcome to the guild.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing I don't know if it would fetch us any extra, and I pulled the bag out with the 3 heads in it of the other of his company, of his traveling company, those other were-rats.
Yeah, as you take the heads, they're no longer rat form. They're
Yeah,
just human heads.
these were
Ah.
ones we found with him.
He just says, huh. No, you can keep those, big man. Yeah.
I don't keep those. It's gross.
So with that, he just kind of forcefully like touch, and he just kind of holds it out, kind of expectantly. And there's just this awkward silence, at which point Bard just grunts and just goes, Fowler. And this kid goes, oh shit, and walks over and kind of grabs the leech, and he says, Fowler, come here for a second. Down to my level. At which point this kid kind of like leans down, and Bard just fucking whacks him on the back of the head. And just says, damn bastard.
What?
There seems to be some severe disappointment in Fowler right now.
Yeah.
And as Bard kind of sees you looking at him curiously with a mistreatment, he goes, sorry you had to see that. It's my apprentice. Son of a bitch mislabeled the health potions we sold. All our normals went out as lessers. And our graders got sold as normals. Cost us about 11 grand. God damn it.
I think we bought some of those.
Unfortunate.
Says, well, keep those receipts. I'm gonna want to take a look. And with that, you see Waylon and Fowler have already moved off, and you see Bard now, like, pissed off that he remembered that. Just like, God, fuck. And he just starts walking off. He says, good hunting. And he takes off.
Good hunting, sir.
Hey, did we get to skip the apprentice stage? Because I don't want anyone to slap me on the back of the head.
At which point Virgil
All right.
speaks up and says, I think as long as you don't mislabel anything,
Very
should
important.
be fine.
Okay.
I wonder what's gonna happen to that guy.
Who cares?
Well, they're gonna kill him for sure.
Yeah, but like, why?
Not the fast way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he killed his whole family, right?
Yeah.
True.
And
He said
who
it was a
knows what else
curse,
he's
though,
done?
right?
Uh,
I wonder if that was true.
I wouldn't doubt it. I also do think I can make more cures, whether or not they work. You
What
know,
do you need?
it's better than nothing. A synth? Maybe? I'm not sure if it'll work.
Okay.
I have one of them. I might be able to break it apart, figure out how to make another one.
Okay.
But do some shopping tomorrow before we, well, what are...
Maybe you
doing
can
now?
find something at Frostfest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You might want to invest in some silvered weapons with these weird creatures constantly popping up.
Not a bad idea.
We're gonna keep doing hunts together?
If you all wish to. We
We
seem
can
to
make a
work
good
pretty well
team.
together.
Okay.
What do you think, Fira?
We should probably head back to town before it gets late.
Man,
Yep.
about the team up.
I think we work out good. We'll see
You
what
too.
more hunts are on there tomorrow.
Are you two running from anybody?
No.
No?
Okay, I just walk away.
Sounds good. So with that, you guys get to make your way back towards the sink. At this point, the sun is pretty much all but gone down. And as you approach, you see a Ferris wheel. And you see a kaleidoscope of colors coming from the center of the city. And the sink, which is usually a pretty dreary place, today seems to be lit up with light and music and color and just this overall sense of life and celebration, as it seems that Frostfest has begun.
Seems
And-
like we showed up just in time.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach, in the distance, you begin to hear music kick in. And as you enter the town, it seems that the outer suburbs have all been driven towards the central plaza. And you smell a variety of fried foods, sweets, baked goods that are all just kind of permeating the air and mixing together to make this just very festive scent that kind of begins to make you feel pretty hungry.
It's making me hungry in real life. I just ate.
And as you're walking around, you notice that there are a lot of people that are dressed up, not in costumes, but there seems to be this theme of wearing either white or kind of a very light blue. and there are a lot of people that are wearing parts of what looks like almost a mask. Some just cover the eyes, some cover one half of the face, but they're almost like theater masks where they have these big smiles on them, or like a laughing face. So, where are you guys headed? Are you going towards the center of town? Are you going towards the lodge, back to Ezra's apartment?
Do you guys need to do anything? Because I'm going to Frostfest.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I'll go.
A mile away.
Ezra, are those masks for sale or something, or like do you have to make them? I assume you.
You can buy them there.
Okay.
Yeah. And we do have $1,500 now.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, we deserve a meal.
Yep.
Okay. So with this, as you begin heading towards the, in fact, let me kind of adjust the map to see where we are here. So, so looking at the map of the sink, you guys would actually be headed towards the Waxen Plaza, which is kind of in the eastern central part of the town. And as you do so, again, you see crowds moving in that direction, and you see a couple people here and there that are leaving that have a variety of spiced foods, meats, sweets, and various kind of festive gear that they've seemed to bring home from this
I want
Frostfest.
some of everything.
So, what is it that you guys are looking for?
Food.
Food.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs.
Oh,
Cheese curds.
I'm looking for stuffed bread.
Stuffed bread.
Yeah, like stuffed like what
Like
do you call those?
croissants
With
with
like,
ham and
No,
cheese
like with
in
like
it.
meat.
like
Meat,
you're
Like
talking
a
about
sandwich?
meat pies.
no, I don't know, like those Russian pastries.
Like some sort of buns.
Yeah.
Like meat buns.
So, sure enough, as you guys kind of step into the central plaza, you do see one of the larger stands is seemingly put up. This is one of the most popular ones. It's put up by a proprietor of a restaurant within the sink. This is it's an establishment that's known as the Lemon Kitchen.
The lemon kitchen.
And you see this, the Lemon Kitchen, and you see this, just basically this large gazebo-like tent. It's almost like an easy up, and basically there's a variety of cookware and things that are kind of obscured from your view by a series of curtains. And standing at the front, sort of handing out things here and there, you see a jet black tabaxi.
Whoa.
What's a backseat?
A tabaxi is basically like it's basically like a cat that walks on two legs and has opposable thumbs.
It's like the Khajiit from
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
There you go. And Ezra, you would know this individual as Lena. She runs the most popular establishment for food where they come up. She's famous for a few specific dishes that she's come up with herself.
Okay, I think it's this way. I'm gonna start heading toward Lena.
Okay. So
I would like to try to find a mask before I do anything else.
before you do anything else, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Sent everybody.
Sorry, did you tell me a number?
Sorry, 28.
Damn.
28.
Found the best masks there are.
So, as you're kind of looking around, not but a few, about 20 yards away from the Lemon Kitchen, you've seen an individual that's actually setting up a stand, and he specifically appears to be selling masks that are extraordinarily ornate, whereas the other ones kind of were more just like whites and pale blues. These ones are kind of decked out in silver, and they have a lot more I don't know what the word is, but they have a lot more they just have a lot more going on, so they almost kind of come off the face, and some of them almost make like a half you see one that makes half of almost like an antler that's coming off of one side of the face, and that one's pure white and silver. You see one that is actually a two-piece where it's the it just covers the eyes, but it also has almost like a like a Robin Hood hat, and that one is in a beautiful kind of pale white with a strike of blue down the middle. You see another one that is just a knight's helmet, just a full-on knight's helmet. It's almost like a paper mache cardboard kind of material, but it looks like it's been painted over by a metallic paint.
Full cover.
Yeah, full on knight's helmet.
I'm gonna walk up. I saw my two picks. Sorry, sir. Is your shop open yet? I mean, it looks like you're still a little bit,
At this point, you see this kind of elderly, kind of dark-skinned man that just says, "Yes, I usually work nights, and pretty good about waking up, but I overslept, and there's no good spots left. So I'm anywhere to sell I've been working on these masks for 2-3 weeks. I had a guy down from Mag City do the priming on these. Yeah.
That's a lot of work. Happens to the best of us, though.
I can't believe I slept through the alarm. I didn't even hit snooze. It just kept going and going and going. I was sleeping.
I've never your only customer, sir.
Yeah. You said something about a customer?
Yes, I would like to be a customer.
Oh, well.
Believe it or not, I know. That night mask you have, it looks pretty ornamental and full cover. I would think it.
Okay. Well, hang on. Slow down here. Slow down. Let's give it to you for $2.
$2? You are crazy. I'd pull out that envelope and grab like a crisp $20 bill.
Wait, can we get the antler one too, since you're giving him the 20?
Ezra, you're headed towards the food right now.
Oh, that's true shit.
I'm standing back stuck. Should I go to the mask or should I go to the food? I don't know what to do.
I insist. $2 is way too little for the effort put into these things.
Oh, my, young man, you have certainly made my day. It was a pleasure doing business with you. I tell you what, take a couple more for the road. I see you got a kid there. Is that your little brother?
It's like a second cousin or something, I think.
Second cousin. I've got just the thing for second cousins. Here. And he kind of turns around, and he actually takes the Robin Hood one that's kind of wraps around, and he says, "You know what? Fuck it. You've been kind. Take a couple more. Do you have any friends you need to give out?"
I mean, yes. If you're, let's see, one,
Check it out. This one I called
three,
Frostbeard, and
four more.
he pulls one out, and it's basically this one doesn't cover the face at all. It just hooks around the ears, and it's basically this huge beard that's just made out of these paper mache snowflakes.
Definitely that one.
Okay, one for Frostbeard. Let's see.
Do you have one that's just like, the Tabaxi wasn't here, right? No. Do you have one that's just like Tabaxi ears on the top? Just less of a face covering, more of just like ear muffs? Do you have any
He kinda
ear muffs?
Back and forth. He's like, I got bunny ears.
I'll take that.
Okay. He gives you those. He goes, other than that, I've got a half antler. And this one here, and he kind of pulls one out, and he says, this one's kind of supposed to be an effigy of the governor. And you just see this kind of like this wrinkled man. It's like one of those. It's basically like a Donald Trump mask.
The governor, as in the person who just took over, or like the governor of the sink?
The governor of the sink.
Okay, I'll grab that one too.
Okay.
So I got that. Okay. Well, here you go, sir. A handful of masks.
Says now, you see anybody? Tell him Al Hadi's selling masks across from the Lemon Kitchen.
Got it. You do know the festival's like 3 blocks that way, though.
There's not a single spot for me.
Okay, just making. I'll let him know to walk all the way over here.
South side, okay, across from the Lemon Kitchen.
Got it. And I start backing away.
Let everybody know. You got enough masks?
I got
Show 'em the
plenty.
mask.
Plenty of masks. So. Asher.
At that point, you watch as he now begins also grabbing people from off the street. You're saying,
Yeah.
not you, Asher. You're a little. At this point, Dar's walking back towards you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whenever I get to him, I just I just grab the Robin Hood mask from off the top and just like plop it on his head.
Oh, cool.
I mean, honestly, I was gonna steal it, but he was just pretty nice, so kind of glad I didn't. But hey, we all got masks.
All right. Now, while this was happening, who was ordering from the Lemon Kitchen?
Me. And I don't know who else went with me.
I would have gone with you for food.
I went with me.
You guys get the text I sent you guys?
Oh, wait, what?
The Korean egg bread? That's what I'm looking for.
Korean egg bread.
So fucking good.
All right.
Oh.
So, Hyde, sure enough, you can get your Korean egg bread.
Yay.
As you deal with the proprietor, Lena, who's very, she's kind, but maybe a little bit dismissive. So 1 Korean egg bread for Hyde.
5
5
for Hyde.
That's appropriate.
This ain't no goddamn kid's meal.
5 Korean egg breads for Hyde. As a note, Hyde,
Yeah.
after your transformation earlier today, you are fucking famished.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm mowing this delicious egg cheesy bread thing.
Get me something, Hyde?
Yeah, 6. Take 1 more for the kid.
Okay.
Bread.
Fira?
Do you have any breads filled with meats? Like any kind.
He says, do you mean like a sandwich?
Oh, sure, I'll take one.
Here. I think I know what you're talking about. I have a new creation that I've made. Here. And after about 5 minutes, she comes out with this basically this. It's this, like if you took a pizza and folded it in half and kind of stitched the loose end together.
Calzone.
That's a
calzone, yeah.
You just described the calzone.
Except it doesn't have. It's not Italian spice. It's just basically filled with meat. And she looks at you and just says, "I call it a meat wallet."
Ooh. Need to work on that one.
No
Yeah.
pun
sounds
intended.
delicious. I'll take it.
One meat wallet for the young lady.
I want a meat wallet.
You there, young man. So was that a meat wallet for Asher?
No. I'm I'm
All right.
off with the bread, egg bread.
As a note, as you guys are going through your order, you see another customer come by and walk away with this plate that is basically this mound of ice cream with this fucking huge, like a Chipotle-sized churro that is blasting through this mountain of ice cream.
Excuse me, can
What
I get
is
that
that?
one?
What one, my dear?
The churro, the giant churro with the ice
Ice-
cream.
Oh, the Snowpiercer, yes.
Snowpiercer.
One Snowpiercer.
Yes.
So she gives you one. Altogether, we'll say this probably costs about $15 to feed your whole
Damn,
crew.
it's cheap.
Hell yeah.
Extra.
Whenever after I sat down, I gave everybody their hats. So, Hyde, here's a beard for you. You know, Ezra.
Sure, why not?
I don't know. You live in the sink. Maybe you hate the governor. And I hand the bunny ears to Fira.
Oh, this is so fitting.
I don't know if that thing on your shoulder's a bunny, but you know, they didn't
Yeah.
have much.
Thank you, Daru.
At that
Talking
moment,
giant
Daru, you
knights, how
kind
long?
of look over your shoulder as you say that, and you meet the eyes of Mr. Al-Hadi, who seems to have heard you. And he's just looking fucking betrayed. He just kind of shakes his head. He's like,
Yeah, I ignore him. I do that thing where you know someone's looking at you. You just ignore
you
them.
can feel his eyes in the back of your head. You feel like the back of your neck is starting to get hot.
I'm just gonna sit down.
So, meat wallets, everybody.
Can I start walking around? What else is there to do in Frost?
Did you already eat all of that ice cream?
I'm gonna be walking around and eating at the same time.
I've got like an armful of those cheese egg things.
Is everyone walking around together, or are you guys kind of going
Yeah.
off separate?
I'm
I
following
wanna
the
walk
ice
around
cream.
together. I'll
Okay,
share my
so you
ice
guys
cream
are
with
all-
Asher.
you guys are all
He's
walking around.
following the ice cream.
I mean, you see, so, and Ezra and Fira, you guys would know that Frostfest is kind of a time where the merchants it's kind of like Black Friday. Like a lot of the merchants come out and sell a lot of their best wares for pretty good deals just to kind of drum up business. So although a big part of it is just this fun festival, a lot of it is actually commerce. So if there is anything you'd want specifically, there are a variety of shops that sell antiques, pawn shops, a couple general stores, a few places that it actually does look like the Huntsman's Lodge has set up in partnership with some traveling merchants a vendor specifically for guild members, or if you have a license to wield weapons, that you can actually buy stuff that's been imported from outside of the sink.
Ooh.
There's alchemists that are selling potions, buffers, drafts, as well as recipes. There's a big ass Ferris wheel, and two other stands kind of catch your eye here. You see one where there appears to be some sort of female. She looks like an elf, yet her skin is kind of dark blue, purplish almost. She's absolutely gorgeous, and it looks like the starlight almost kind of reflects off of her eyes. And she's speaking, it looks like she's actually just telling a story. And in doing so, she's using a variety of kind of magic tricks to embellish and it's almost like a shadow puppet show that's being narrated, except with illusory magic and stuff like that. So there's a lot of kids kind of watching that one, and a couple adults that come by and are just kind of impressed, and they kind of move on. And aside from that, there appears to be a woman, elderly human, a little further down, who appears to have this very tall but like little box of a stand, and she appears to be telling fortunes.
I want to go to that one.
Okay. Ezra runs ahead.
I'm gonna go to the story.
You go to the story?
I'm gonna leave my ice cream with Asher and go.
I'm gonna take my ice cream to the story.
I'm gonna head to the pawn shop.
I'm gonna tell Fear
We're
to come with
splitting
me.
the party. Everybody's
At
scattered.
the party!
Okay. Everyone's splitting up.
All right, as I'm
Okay.
eating my meat pocket wallet big,
Meat wallet.
yeah,
Meat pocket.
I tell Fear that I'm actually gonna go listen to the story. Bye.
Please suit yourself. I can tell your fortune later.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
I'll go with
as you-
Ezra.
So as everyone walks past the storyteller, there's this flash of arcane light, and you see these doves fly out into the crowd and apparate into these snowflakes that actually make you feel cold, like they touch your skin, and you get just this refreshing chill down your spine. And for anyone listening, you kind of come into what seems to be the middle of her story. So with that, you hear her say, "For she was the one and only, the true embodiment of nature's fury, and a force that was truly pure, untamable, perfect in every way." And with that, she holds up her hands, and you see this beautiful, almost like those little music box ballerinas that's just kind of ever so slightly rotating in the air, but it's made completely out of ice. And with that, it kind of flecks off into these snowflakes. And she says, "Yet, if you thought this was a fairy tale with a happy ending, you're mistaken." And with that, as the ballerina figure is disintegrating, you see these hungry bestial eyes appear kind of behind her. And a second face with, it's almost like this Greek god chiseled face with lightning running down it. And she continues, "Jealous of her beauty and her power, the god of beasts and the god of storms betrayed the Frost Maiden." And with that, you watch as it's completely set upon by this array of lightning and these shadows that just chip and chip away at this gorgeous ice sculpture that begins to fall apart. And she says, "To protect her loyal followers, she used the last ounce of her strength to take them to a faraway land called Solstice, away from the wrath and greed of the other gods. There she sealed herself and her followers away in a blizzard that lasted 1,000 years." And with that, your vision almost seems to... You almost lose your depth perception, as in the area surrounding, you are almost enshrouded in this whiteout of a blizzard that's not really making you cold. And for those of you kind of walking past, moving towards the fortune teller, it's almost impossible to ignore because at this point your vision has kind of been fucked with a little bit, and you're actually having to now fight through this blizzard that's totally illusory. And she continues on. And at this point, the blizzard begins to wane. She says, "Yet, as inevitable as winter is, so is the coming of spring. And as the snow melted," and at this point your vision totally clarifies, "the frost maiden fell into an eternal slumber, only to return when those loyal to her awaken her with a loud cry of faith." And with that, you watch as a lot of the people in the crowd are just kind of looking on in wonder. Many peoples from all over the sacred land coming together in a single voice, pleading, "Save us." Now, you may view this as cheap entertainment, old tales and cheap tricks of a fraudulent enchantress. But notice, unlike your two-faced preachers, and at this point she makes eye contact with Virgil, and self-proclaimed holy men, I have not asked for a single dollar. All I ask is that you share a toast with me, a willing gesture of acknowledgement of the true queen of this once great land. So, which of you will share a drink? And with that, she just gestures forward, and the crowd gasps and begins to applause as these beautiful silver pitchers and goblets begin moving through the crowd in a very synchronized and elaborate way. It almost looks like there's a team of butlers that just begin moving through and are now serving drinks to anyone who wants one. So does anyone here want a drink?
I'll take one.
I don't take one.
Okay.
I'll take
I'm not taking one.
And then
Yeah, just keep walking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Say
keep walking.
Goddamn fairy tale bullshit.
Ezra and Daru kind of move on. And Asher, right next to you, you see a kind of sleazy looking halfling that's got kind of a pockmarked face, and he's got a kind of dirty blonde ponytail that's pulled back a little too tight with one strand that kind of hangs down. And he just kind of nudges you and says, "Easiest drink of my life." And just kind of raises his hand. And as the drinks are passed out, so Asher gets one, Hyde gets one, and no one else wants one. Okay. As they're passed out, the halfling kind of yells out and he goes, "I, for one, will drunkenly worship any goddess half as beautiful as you." And with that, she just stares daggers at this little halfling. And with that, he just kind of raises his glass.
I
And
kind of take a step to the side to.
He's gonna die.
as you do, before he takes a shot, he just kind of looks around. He's like, "Yeah." He looks at you, Asher. He's like, "You know what I'm saying?" Takes it back. He goes, "Oh, fuck, that's cold." And just kind of just to walk away. So, Hyde, after do you take your drink?
Yep.
Okay. Do you shoot it or you just kind of sip it?
I just shoot it.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Let's see. One second. natural 11, but I think it's like +4 or something on that.
Okay. It
So I
feels
figure
like you
about
just
15. I'll just
okay. It feels like you just shot back liquid nitrogen. You get probably the worst freezer burn you've ever got. You get the sense you weren't supposed to shoot that.
Oh,
But
as I'm holding my chest, like fuck.
so as you do, you're just holding your chest, and you feel like your esophagus and stomach has completely been frozen in an instant. And with that, you notice it begins to spread until your chest
Uh-oh.
is cold and your arms go numb, and it goes to your fingers, and you are just looking at your hand, amazed that you're still holding this glass, because you feel like you've let it go. You don't feel anything until you don't feel anything at all. And strangely, it's a little calming. Like the crisp air around you, you feel completely neutral too. And for the next hour, Asher and Hyde have resistance to cold damage.
So I'm just gonna sip it though.
Yeah, Asher, you sip it. Seeing your brother and the pain he went through, you begin sipping it. It's really nice. It's ever so slightly sweet, and it's got this very exotic kind of fruity taste to it that's also pretty heavily carbonated. You can't tell what this drink is, but you really like it.
Okay.
So as that was happening, Fira, you just kind of watched all this, and these people seem completely enchanted with this woman. And with that, her eyes kind of meet yours. And she says, she kind of walks off the stage now and steps towards you. And with that, people are kind of surprised that she's off the stage, and a couple of them clap, and a couple kind of reach out towards her. And she moves over towards you. She's wearing this very long, silky dress that is touching the floor behind her. It kind of billows out. And as she moves towards you, she kind of takes this, what looks like a frozen, or a rose that is like this piece of glass, and she kind of flips it in her hand, and as she does, it apparates into this goblet, and you hear the fizzing of liquid inside it as it fills from within. And she holds it up to you and says, "Now don't be a poor sport. Raise a glass for my queen."
I'm kind of like taken aback, and I tell her, it's not that I don't want to be offensive. I just don't praise gods. I am more with going with the forces of nature than following the footsteps of others' gods.
And with that, she just kind of takes a big swig of the drink herself and kind of looks to the side, almost as if her like sloshing that beverage in her mouth is her thinking as to what you said. And she glares back at you. At this point, you notice her eyes are pale white in their irises. And she says, "Nature forms itself around the force of winter. By its very nature, winter dominates over nature itself." And she says, "But I take no offense." And with that, she just kind of dismissively turns the other way and just says, "Suit yourself," and walks away. Almost you're a little put off by how offended she was that you wouldn't share this drink with her.
Oh, I just shake my head and go follow Ezra to the fortune teller.
Okay. So with that, you move and you see that. So as that was happening, Ezra and Daru, you went straight for the fortune teller. As you approach, you see this elderly human woman that's got these tangles of black hair going down, and she's kind of hunched over a little bit, and she's wearing this black cloak. And she's got a variety of, on her left arm, she's got a variety of black watches that all have different times on them. And on her right, she's got this, what looks like a bone charm, that all appear to be charms of birds, as far as you can tell.
Hello.
So, as you approach, as you do, she says, "Hello. Have you come seeking guidance?"
I have.
At this point, you see a black bird land at the top of her stand and just stares at you. And she says, "I notice you weren't fascinated by the sorceress across the way."
Yeah. I'm going to, use a spell slot to use Silent Image. And I'm gonna make, like, a little, like, replica of the goblets that she made. Like, right in front. So, like, not very impressive.
With that, she smiles. And she just says, "I can appreciate a discerning eye, one that can see through falsehoods. What do you think of this Winter Queen she speaks of?"
I'm sure the queen serves her purpose very well, as all the other gods do. But I won't raise a drink to her.
With that, she just kind of smiles. She says, $10
I'm gonna look at
for our
Daru.
fortune.
Can I have $10?
Oh, yeah. $10 floats out to you.
I'll take it.
She holds out her hand.
Hand her the $10.
As you go to hand it, this black bird lurches down and snatches it away and begins flying off in the distance.
You're not
Says-
getting another $10.
She just smiles at you, Daru, and now looking at you, she says, "That's an interesting perspective, but I don't think that all gods do serve a purpose. Some of them are thieves and parasites. The Winter Queen used to go by a different name. She was once called the Matron of Ravens. She used to command respect in these lands before the sovereignty forsake her name. Yet, for any who believe, the goddess of fate may be with us today. So, my dear," and with that she takes this cup of what seem to be bones. She says, "Ask me any question you like."
Tell me, is there any way I can figure out where the totems for the Dark Six are?
Roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
Um, 19.
19?
19.
With that, she takes her cup and rolls out what appear to be almost like these chicken bones that have been dried and dyed kind of a dark charcoal color. And as she rolls them all out, she begins kind of rapidly picking through them. And she says, "It appears that the answer you seek is one that is ubiquitous, in that they may be all around you, hidden in secret, or out for the plain eye to see.
Is that what I paid $10 for?
You can pay another 10 for a different question."
I'm just gonna get up. So what god do you serve? Or do I have to pay $10 for that?
She says, "I serve the Winter Queen,"
Interesting.
and kind of gives you almost a little bit of a sarcastic smile.
You know, if it wasn't for those parasites, the Winter Queen would be no one. They give her a purpose. Regardless of what you believe.
He says, "I meant no offense to your gods. I was referring to hers," kind of looking back at the sorceress.
Okay. It was nice to
He
meet you.
smiles at you and says, "You remind me of a younger version of myself. Here. Since you are unhappy with your reading, a trinket." And she pulls out these two tied together, what look like chicken feet.
I'll take them.
May they bring you luck.
This makes it all worth it. I'll just like walk out while staring at them.
Now you, young man,
Yeah, hey.
are you here for a fortune of gold?
I mean, I don't know about fortune, but here's reach in and grab her $10. Here's $10. If I get a question asked.
She takes it. Ask away.
I'm new in town. Where do you find a good drink? Like a really good drink? Like the best in like the sink?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, wow, okay. Ooh, yeah. 6.
6.
I'm just asking earnestly.
With that, she says, well, the finest liquor is probably available to guild members within the Hunter's Hall. Yet, for those seeking a more rare vintage, I've heard whispers of a place below.
Like, any whispers you've heard of how to get to that place?
I'm afraid I don't travel in those circles.
Well,
Wish I
thanks
could
for
be
your
more
time.
helpful.
Oh, you were plenty of help. I just look around for more birds and just walk away.
You see a couple. So at this point, Hyde, Asher, what is everybody doing?
I want to talk to the elf lady if she's done the story.
The sorceress that was that just gave the
Yeah, if she's done. If she didn't do it again, I'll just go.
Okay. It does look like for a second she's speaking to people and kind of answering questions about the deity she's speaking of. So yeah, you can kind of wait your turn, and sure enough, you approach.
I'm regrouping with Ezra.
Okay.
Hey, you're talking about a beast god. Was that the beast master? Is that who you're referring to?
Yes, that is one name that he goes by, and you see that there's a pause and a disdain in her voice.
Well, why do you say it like that?
Because there are those who would call him a false idol.
Are you one of those?
She looks at you and she just says, "What are you really here for? What do you actually want to know?"
Well, I don't know if your story is necessarily fair. Like, good people mess up sometimes, and I don't know, maybe the Beastmaster's not such a bad guy. I don't know. I kind of got some gifts, and my parents say that maybe it was from the Beastmaster, because that's just what we grew up with. But then you're saying he's like a bad guy, and I don't know that much about this winter person.
Make
But
a wisdom saving throw.
22.
22.
Yeah.
As you're talking to her, you watch as she begins to smile. And as you're kind of going off on the Beastmaster, you watch as her smile kind of fades. And she looks just like a little bit off put by you.
What's wrong?
He says, "You have a very shrouded aura. Your path is uncertain.
Is that bad?
Answers you seek from me. But it appears that my matron has nothing for you."
Okay. Nice talking to you.
She just looks at you as though she's just a little off put and unsettled by this young man. And with that, you watch as she begins to set up her things and begin her story from the beginning.
I want to go to the fortune teller.
Okay. We'll pick up with that. Hyde and the rest of the group, what are you guys doing?
Fira, what did you think about the show?
It seemed a little off-putting, but people are into it, I guess. You would probably like it.
I would like it. I loved it.
I'm gonna head over to the pawn shop.
Okay. Yeah, there's a pawn shop pretty close.
Okay. I want to go in and see if he has, like, what he has, if he has any weaponry.
So as you approach, you see a very bored-looking, full-blooded orc.
Yeah.
That is kind of wearing a long sleeve shirt that's kind of rolled up at the sleeves. It's kind of reading what looks to be a small pamphlet, almost like a book that's about 8 by 11, but it's very
Okay.
thin.
Okay.
He says, "What do you want?"
No, sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I was actually seeing to see if you had any weapons stored.
Fine, as long as they actually fucking buy something.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to see if you have any weapons. I heard there
Don't have any weapons.
are no weapons here. What do you
No
have?
weapons here.
I'm not much for going to all the prying eyes of the other shops.
Got sets of dice, playing cards, some tools, bit of liquor, musical instruments. Got a shitload of rope if you need any rope. I don't know. It's a pawn shop.
Unique items by chance? Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I thought maybe I'd get lucky at this one. Alright, well, doesn't seem you have what anything I need. Shit. Let me buy some liquor off you, fuck it. Did we end up splitting up that money, by the way?
Daru's holding all of it.
Oh, all of it? Shit.
I was walking towards the alchemist shop, so I mean, if Hyde was going somewhere else first, I would have given him $50, $100.
Okay.
Say $100.
Okay, cool.
You want to buy some liquor?
Yeah, I'll just buy some liquor off of him.
Okay. He'll sell you a bottle for $5.
Okay, that's fine.
It is cheap as shit.
Yeah.
You could probably use it for alchemy.
Yeah. Well, I'm just humoring him with the sale, so I don't waste his time.
That just goes, appreciate it.
Yep. Hang in there, man. I'll just take off. Just hoping to find something unique there, but that's okay. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay. Daru's heading for an alchemist shop. Is anybody going with Daru?
If he's close enough to me, I'll tag along with him.
Is my ice cream still there? Asher, do you still have my ice cream?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with Daru.
Okay. So you take your ice cream from Asher.
I'm gonna take my ice cream from Asher. I hope you enjoyed
Thanks. It was really good.
it. Oh, by the way, I have something for you. And I'm gonna search through my bag, and I'm gonna take out the arrow that I had bought a while ago. I'm gonna hand it to you. Here. I bought this for you.
Thanks.
It's a blackout arrow.
What does that mean?
You shoot it in any direction, and then it'll block all the artificial light.
Ooh. I'm gonna save this for a special occasion.
Don't forget you have it.
Put it in my quiver.
Okay. And I'll start catching up with Daru.
Okay. Asher, at this point, as you put away the quiver, you kind of look around. Hyde's off on his own thing. This is kind of one of the first times you've been alone for a while. And you do hear the sound of laughter, and you look ahead of you, and what does catch your attention is the line for the Ferris wheel.
I'm gonna get in line.
Okay.
Are there children my age?
There don't appear to be many children in the sink. You see a couple parents. Make a perception check.
$18.
18. You do notice there is what appears there's a girl about maybe 2 or 3 years older than you. She is dressed in all black. You can't make out much about her appearance, but she's a couple spots ahead of you in line. And you notice at kind of her sleeve, you see the tip of what looks like a blade just barely peeking out.
Can I make my way closer to her?
Like you want to move in front of the line?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of move. You kind of go off to the side and stand next to her.
Hey, how's it going?
She slowly looks at you. And she kind of looks away. She says, you know, you really shouldn't cut in line.
Yeah? Well, you really shouldn't be so blatantly hiding a dagger in her hand.
She just looks at you curiously and looks over you, very obviously having this huge longbow. And with that, she just kind of, in this lightning fast motion, go ahead and make an initiative check.
$32.
Fuck, I rolled really high.
32 high?
No. I rolled a natural 18 with a dexterous character, but it wasn't a 32.
Natural 19.
Damn.
So with that, you watch as she, in this lightning fast motion, like, goes to grab your shirt and kind of let loose this, it's almost like this wrist dagger thing that kind of comes out in this mechanism. But she did it in a way where she wasn't trying to hurt you. She was just trying to like put it against your chest. But with that, you're a little too quick and you just kind of step to one side and your bow kind of just resting on your foot kind of knocks her hand out of the way. And with that, she flips the dagger around. She actually releases it, flips the dagger around and holds it, like just holds it up, not threatening.
And then it has to be faster than that.
He says, huh, you're quick. Come on. And she takes you by your arm and she moves you into a shorter line that's just for couples. And you get a shorter wait time.
You
Awesome.
get a date.
I know.
I should have let you keep the ice cream.
Excited. Yeah.
All right. So now back to Daru. Hyde, where the fuck are you right now? You guys split the party, so I have to keep track of everybody.
I'm just kind of wandering around, looking at shit, looking for any kind of odds and ends like weapon stores.
Okay.
Exotic looking.
We'll make a perception check for me.
That's fantastically horrible. I think it's a 7.
7. Okay.
Let's see.
So it takes you a while, but you do find something that's worth your while. and
Mm-hmm.
we'll get back to you because of that low perception roll, because you're looking. Daru and Ezra, you guys are walking into the alchemy shop with Fira. Is that
Can
right?
I ask Daru for some money? Because I want to look for some like scale mail.
Yeah, I'll shit, I don't know. Should we just split up the money? Then everyone's got to, because I'm keeping track of it as a chunk. Whatever. I'll just give you $200.
Oh, thank you.
On the way
How
there,
much is a scale mail?
So no, there is an equipment
Scale mail.
place
Yeah.
that was pretty like easy to see. So you guys can go there together at some point.
I kind of
Just
want to
saying.
go to the Huntsman's Lodge as well after, if it's cheaper. So, no, I don't.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. So you're
on
at
the
the
way
alchemist.
there, can I ask Daru, do you believe in anything?
The power of good elbow grease and a long night's study.
Okay. You
I
studied.
mean, but I hold up my wrist, and it does have the symbol of Azith. You know,
Azith.
gods are useful.
Do I know who Azith is?
Oh, you're proficient in religion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one of the 7 deities that's their worship is permitted. That's the patron deity of wizards.
Are you you're a wizard yourself?
No. No.
It's odd. What are you?
A dropout, I guess. I mean, you've seen the little tricks I could do, but that's about as far as I got into wizardry. I consider myself an alchemist.
An alchemist. Wizard alchemist. Okay. Interesting.
And occasional drug dealer.
Something we have in common.
Explosive expert. Oh, really?
Yes.
You know, whatever people need, and I can make it, hopefully.
I mean, I'm an alchemist too. Maybe we can build off together. One of us can make healing drafts. One of us could make more poisonous stuff.
Well, yeah, that's great. I don't really ever work with healing.
Okay. Well,
But,
I can take care of that.
Here, would you do me a favor then? And I pull out the cracked marble thing and just like hand you half of it. I mean, I don't know what this thing is, but whatever it's connected to is connected to, you know, why we are all connected. So
Yeah.
if you could look over it somehow, I don't know.
Look over
Take
it.
Take it from your perspective, you know? I'll look at it from my perspective, you look at it from your perspective. Together we can figure out what it is.
Figure it out. Okay. Let's do it.
But first I need to get some stuff.
Okay.
Okay. You enter the alchemist shop, and what you see before you is what looks to be about a 12-year-old girl. And she's just sitting. She's got kind of whitish blonde hair that's kind of in a tight bun, and she's sitting there dressed very properly in sort of this blouse that goes all the way down, covering almost like a little pilgrim. And she's sitting up on almost a booster seat behind this counter, and she says, "Hello."
Hi there.
Hello.
Did you make an order ahead of time? Are you here for a pickup?
Oh no, I just sort of walked by and needed a few things. Do I need a reservation or something?
No. We can see what we have in stock. What is it you're looking for?
simple materials, really. Just a recipe book of, the standard local flora of the area, if you have it, or just an empty book if you don't, would be great.
Well, you see, my mother and I operate an establishment out of Mag City, and one of our most treasured secrets is our recipes. Although we do sell them, we can't just let you look at the book, unfortunately. And we sell them kind of piece by piece, so you'd have to know exactly what you're looking for. I apologize, but these are industry secrets.
Okay.
I could show you a sort of menu of sorts.
Do you have an empty book?
But yes, I could find one.
Right. I mean, I know that's not really something you'd sell normally, but yeah, recipes. I'll take those too.
Okay. Sorry, what recipes do you want?
I don't know. There's no out of game. There's no list for recipes that I would know. But I would be looking
you
for
would know,
any type of explosives.
You would want explosives?
I mainly want to get things that are like volatile and the recipes to create them so I can know what ingredients I need.
You would know what you're talking about right now is sort of illegal. But you can are you kind of finessing your way around it?
Then yes, I will try to be legal about this.
Okay. I mean, you're already being a little bit dodgy, so you're kind of being very particular with your wording.
I mean, but I would know like what type of ingredients I would need in the first place, wouldn't I?
You would.
So look for recipes that include those, or maybe they would include those as part
so basically, based on your background, you would know how to make a basic bomb. But you know how to make an alchemical bomb, which is just something that explodes. That's mostly what you were dealing with, but you do know that you can add elements to an alchemical bomb to make it an alchemical bomb that takes inspiration from the plane of the abyss or the plane of Bator or like elemental planes. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bit of a forbidden knowledge, but yeah, you can definitely, an alchemical bomb can kind of evolve into a variety of different things if you know what you're doing.
Okay. Okay, okay, I didn't know it would be that illegal. Now that I'm thinking about it, that makes sense. I'll just buy a few recipes for like whatever they've got on stock.
Okay. So she says, would you like a recipe for a buffer? For an so basically a buffer is something that gives you resistance to a certain kind of damage. An augment is something that just does something cool. A draft is something that is involved in healing or restoration. And then no one really sells poisons. That's also kind of a clandestine thing.
Yeah, I'll buy draft recipes.
Okay. Would you like a recipe for healing or a recipe for restoration?
Both.
Can we share recipes?
Yeah, you guys can share recipes.
As he does that, I'm gonna say I already have all the ones for the healing drafts.
Oh.
I can show you.
I'll just copy those then.
But you don't have one for restoration.
Not for restoration, yeah.
Oh, I'll get just the restoration then.
For $450, I can teach you how to make angel's tears.
Whoa. That's valuable, right? I mean,
as an alchemist, you would know that basically works as like a lesser or greater restoration, depending on the ingredients you put into it.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Okay.
I will buy
$450.
that happily. $450.
Okay. I'll send you that later, but you now have a recipe for making angel tears.
Okay.
Anything else anyone wants from the alchemist?
Aromatic bases. Aromatic bases.
Okay. She says there's a special going on for all bases right now, so they're all half off. So 1 dose for $5.
1 dose for $5. What if I get 10 of them?
That would be $50.
What if I get 20 of them?
That would be 100.
You're looking for the extra discount.
Yeah, this fucking 12-year-old's looking at you like ice cold.
Okay, fine. I won't try to fight you on this. Can we just get 10 of them? And I'll look at
$50.
Daru.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here.
Can I have
I'll
$50?
give you 500. Wait, there's 1,010 left. So
Okay.
Cool.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Or like she doesn't have the same things that are on the Huntsman's Lodge.
Are you looking for something different?
Never mind. I guess I don't know what I'm looking for because I don't know what the recipes are. So I don't know what I need. So I'll just not buy anything yet.
Okay. Okay. So as you leave her store, she says, "And if you ever see us in Mag City, be sure to visit Tabitha's Tinctures."
Will do.
And with that, as you leave, you see Hyde standing about 20 or so feet away with his eyes completely fixated on something. And it's almost like his mouth is his jaw is a little bit slack. And you see him take this bottle of liquor and take a swig as he's not breaking eye contact with whatever this thing is.
Who's doing this?
Hyde.
Hyde is?
Follow the eye line.
Yeah.
As you follow his gaze, you watch as kind of a large, rotund, red-skinned tiefling kind of like rips off his shirt and just kind of like flexes his back a little bit and picks up this massive fucking hammer that he's barely able to pick up. And you watch as a crowd begins to cheer. And as they do, you watch as there's a ignition and a rocket comes out of the back of the hammer. And he's sitting here trying to steady this thing. And he runs towards this, what looks like a practice dummy, that ahead of it you see these light. It's almost like that thing where you hit the mallet and then like it shoots the thing up and you try to hit the bell, except it's digital. There's just these lights that go up. And he runs towards this target, dragging this hammer that's creating sparks off the asphalt. And as he swings his whole body into it, you hear this not so manly like squeak of pain, and the hammer goes completely wide and it spins a couple times, lifts about 10 feet off the ground, and this large tiefling just kind of like, and flies into the crowd. You hear this crack, and you hear the crowd go, "Oh!" And in the distance, you see a bit of people moving, and you see Virgil's head pop up and just like lean down, and you see this divine light of healing.
Just been going around healing all the drunks.
Yeah.
And you watch as this tiefling kind of gets up dazed. He's like barely conscious, and you see people. One person shoves the beer in his face, and they're kind of cheering and patting him on the head, and they kind of shuffle him off. And with that, you see someone that's wearing a huntsman's coat just going, "Who's the next big dragon slayer here? Trying out the brand new Dragon M Spike."
Oh hell yeah, I'm in.
Okay, you kind of push forward,
Yeah.
And with that, he goes, You are a big fucking guy. What's your name?
Name's Hyde.
Hyde. You look familiar, friend. Are you with the Huntsman's Lodge?
Yeah, just recently joined up with him.
Perfect. This man here, first try's free. And with that, you hear the crowd all kind of groan, and one just goes, "Oh, fuck off." And with that, he takes this hammer and just kind of strains and puts it on the ground before you. And he kind of slaps your arm and just says, "Do us proud, friend." You see, this is a kind of maybe mid-40s or something, human male. He's about 5'5", but he's stocky. This looks like a fucking power lifter. So you want to try to wield this hammer?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. So basically, objective of the game is to hit the dummy as hard as you can.
Okay.
The trick is this hammer is way too large to be wielded by any normal person.
Yeah.
So it's got essentially a rocket booster on it that allows you to wield its weight. It's just a matter of controlling it, and it's very unwieldy and awkward.
Okay.
So
awesome. Sounds fun.
For the purposes of this would be a strength check at disadvantage.
Okay, can I go reckless?
I believe you can only do that when you rage.
Damn it.
Also,
Alright.
this is
You should
not
just
necessarily-
rage.
I can't. I don't have any rages left. I'm tired. Fight took it all out of me. Alright. So at disadvantage, you said?
Yeah, just a straight athletics or strength athletics check.
Okay. Oh, shit. Looks like I'm going to go flying too. 12.
12. Okay. So you watch as Hyde picks up this hammer, and you watch as he twists the apparatus on it, and it lights up this rocket, and you watch as his feet are now moving without him wanting them to. And your very nice kind of formal shoes are now skidding across the cobblestone, and you're leaning back, essentially kind of flying towards this dummy. And with that, you basically don't even use the hammer. You almost use it as like a hockey stick.
Yeah.
You body check the dummy, and you hit it, but the hammer kind of hits the wall behind it and actually cracks some of the stone off, and then you crash into the wall and bounce off. You suffer 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you just get knocked back, and now you're flat on your ass, and the hammer sputters out and falls about 2 feet from your head, where it kind of cracks into the cobblestone. And with that, you hear people go, "Oh!" And then there's a couple cheers
shit.
and applause after.
I'm looking around like that was fun. I want to try this again.
Next try is $10, my friend.
Deal. Give $10 without batting an eye. Shoot a shot.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot better. Okay. 20 total.
20?
There you go.
Total. Not natural. The one was a natural. The other one was a 14. I wish it would have been a nat 20. If it wasn't at disadvantage, it might have been.
As you go to get up, you feel this hand kind of grab you by the arm, and you feel this gentle warmth, and you feel a little better. And you look up, and you see Virgil, and he says, "That should help you feel better." And just kind of backs up into the crowd and smiles and just kind of gives you an approving nod.
Okay.
With that, this time you put your weight more towards the head of this massive mallet.
Yeah.
And now that you understand how this thing works, you like essentially let the thrusters go, and you are just you kind of drop yourself real low, and you actually start backing up against the force of this thruster.
Okay.
You get back now about 50 feet. And with that, almost like a drag racer, you let yourself fly forward. And from a standing start, you do about a 15-foot leap as you start doing these almost Superman-like bounds across the field towards this dummy.
Yeah.
and you actually let the momentum of the hammer take you up, and you watch as Hyde is now about 20 feet in the air.
Oh my god.
As the hammer carries him up into the air, it goes into this massive arc, and moving down like a force of nature, he goes down faster than gravity can carry him, and completely pulverizes the dummy. Nothing left. The game's over. No one can play. Because this,
You ruined the game for everyone.
If I don't win, nobody wins.
has completely been pulverized. And you watch as the little score thing next to it, there's these lights that go up. None of them light up, except the very top one. And you watch as one of the middle ones kind of flickers on, and they all sort of begin to flicker, and you realize that you hit it to the very top. And with that, there's just this stunned silence. And there's even a bit of a power surge that kind of goes through the festival. You watch as the Ferris wheel stops for a second. Asher, as you're on your little date, you notice that the girl that's with you just kind of, as the Ferris wheel stops, she just kind of grabs your shoulder. And then the lights go on and she's back to normal. So after this stunned silence, the crowd just erupts in this applause. And this man just grabs you by the arm and holds your arm high. And yeah, the sink is now in an uproar right now.
Fuck yeah.
Says, all right, my friends, looks like the game's over. And for your prize, he kind of reaches into this box off to the side and pulls out this little vial. And he hands it over. He says, not that you need it, but should you ever find yourself in a compromising situation or one where you just want to show off, this is a potion of fire giant strength. So for what it's worth, for 10 minutes, this will give you a strength score of 25.
Holy shit.
25?
Okay.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's on. Okay.
Wow.
Let's see. I'm trying to find that in the thingamabobby. Okay, here it is. Okay, good. Fuck yeah! Never won anything before.
While Hyde's thing, while all this commotion is going on, I've taken the blank book that I got, and fuck, I forgot to buy pens and ink.
For purposes of this, we'll say that you have pens and ink.
Okay, I start documenting with Mage Hand and drawing the Blood Bloom and Fey Toads, and just start making my own book with this stuff I have.
Okay.
I'm just starting on that for the rest of whatever happens.
All right. At this point, Asher, while you're on the Ferris wheel with this girl, it's been completely silent, and you've done about one lap now. There was a brief power outage, and as you look over, you saw Hyde 20 feet in the air swing down this, essentially what is like a Reinhardt hammer, into a dummy, completely turning it into dust and fiberglass, causing a brief power surge, at which point the festival kind of continues to the cheers for your brother showing off some primal prowess. You've got another lap left. What are you doing? Not a word has been spoken so far. I mean, to be fair, this has been a pretty amazing experience for you. You've never been on a Ferris wheel. You've never been this high off the ground.
Have you done this before?
She says, yeah. They bring this thing over every year. It's the same thing.
I've never been this high before.
What, you didn't do it last year?
No, I'm not from here.
Oh. Are you from Mag City?
No. I'm not from Mag City. I'm not from any of the big cities.
Okay, well, which of the small places are you from?
What's it called again? I cannot remember.
Dreadmarrow.
Me and my brother are from the Dreadmarrow.
Okay.
By the way, I'm Asher.
I'm Cordana.
Have you lived here your whole life?
Yep.
It sounds like you don't like it.
It's pretty boring. There's not much going on, and sometimes people don't let you do all the stuff you want to do.
I know how that feels.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Leave. Go. I don't know. I've got a brother that basically does all the dangerous stuff and doesn't let me get involved. So
I'm kind of the brother that got my brother into a bunch of dangerous stuff on accident.
better than not being able to do anything.
I don't know, sometimes I just wish I could see my mom.
Listen, it's been cool to be on this ride, but I'm not trying to get into anything.
Okay.
No offense.
I just, don't know a lot of people my age.
I don't think you're my age.
You're closer than anyone else I know.
At this point, the ride is kind of coming to a close, and it's beginning to slow down and like slowly letting people off one by one.
Maybe you should just go on an adventure.
Don't let my brother hear you say that. Maybe I'll take your advice. See you around, Asher. And that she kind of, without waiting for the ride to actually get to the bottom, she just kind of grabs you by the shoulder and hops over you and down about 15 feet. And just definitely lands and just kind of starts moving in between. Go ahead and make a perception check.
$17.
17. You, after about 5 seconds, you see her kind of walking, like weaving through the crowd, and you lose her. So at this point, Hyde has made a pretty big display, so it's pretty easy to get the party back together. And is there anything else that anyone's trying to do at this point?
I wanted to see if there is like some armory place.
Okay. Yeah. So moving as a group, yeah, there's certainly a large vendor where you see a lot of. It appears to be an armory that's come from out of town somewhere, and they appear to be doing business with just members of the Huntsman's Lodge and contenders of the Honor League. So while you guys thought the Huntsmen were kind of a rough and tumble bunch. You now walk into basically what is the equivalent of D&D UFC fighters. There's just a lot of like half orcs kind of headbutting each other and like having drinking contests as they're just lording over these massive, beautifully made weapons from, the two main brands that are being sold. You see actually a team of about 4 people that are manning this one stand. And it looks pretty in-depth. They help kind of, with some of the cutler weapons, they help you assemble your own weapons. So yeah, sure enough, you guys approach there. And you can kind of, would it help if you just got access to the actual table?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you looking for something specifically?
I just want like medium armor.
Okay. So you could get a vest for $300.
Would it
And
increase
that would work as like a breastplate. So that is like your armor class would be 14 plus your dex modifier. And is there anything else that anyone else wants?
If they sell it a decent.
They do sell synthesizers and decents. Because it's the Frostfest, everything is a little bit marked down. You just want the decent?
If I could get both, I would like both. But if
the synthesizer is 400, marked down from 500. The decent is 250, marked down from 300.
650. Fira, you're getting that 300.
You gave me 200, right?
Yeah, altogether we have 1,010. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get the breastplate.
Okay. So mark off 300.
Yeah. I'd like to buy both of those.
Okay.
For 650.
Okay. So you purchase both of those for 650. At this point, Daru, you notice this strange feeling at kind of the back of your neck, just this really uncomfortable feeling as though you're being watched.
Fucking old man again. Turn around.
As you turn around, you see the crowd of the honor hall fighters kind of disperse, and you see about 2 or 3 watchmen moving forward, beginning to comb their way through the crowd. And in the distance, behind the crowd, you see something that your brain can't quite make sense of. It looks like a figure that's completely made of like a liquid plastic. Complete jet black. And as they're kind of moving toward you, you just notice these red lights where there would be eyes. You can't tell if this is some kind of automaton, some kind of warforged or what, but this is definitely something very alien.
The thing in the car, it was red lights that we saw shining through, right? Or was it purple lights?
It was.
Yeah.
And as there's this murmuring and people begin to move aside, you watch as this individual now begins combing around the crowd, looking very specifically. And you watch as people are actively avoiding. The form looks vaguely feminine, avoiding her gaze. And
I'd like to try to just put as many people between me and that thing.
make a stealth check. As a note, the rest of you are here. You guys also all notice this.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20?
So,
Nice.
yeah, total of 28.
Nice. Mr. Stealth a lot.
What is everyone else doing as this figure is actively scanning through the crowd?
Standing
tell
there,
everybody.
Back to normal.
If I see Daru trying to sneak away,
You
I
don't.
would. Okay, then never mind.
You have no fucking clue where Daru is right now.
Fucking dipped.
I'm just gonna stare at the figure that's moving through.
I'm gonna
Okay.
kind of, pop up my shirt collar, jacket collar, and pull my hood down a little bit more.
I
In my...
move forward with the trap. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. In my head, can I just say, you guys see this?
I wish I wasn't seeing it.
Ezra, as you do,
Holy shit.
you watch as that individual snaps directly towards you. And the crowd immediately disperses. And you watch as she takes what looks like this pouch at her side and kind of pulls a string on it, and you watch as the pouch from the bottom spills, and there are just these metal balls that just begin rolling all around. And it's odd because they kind of bounce, and as they do, they begin rolling and bouncing randomly, but then they begin to form a pattern, and they begin bouncing around her. And they're bouncing higher and higher and higher at different rhythms. And then all of a sudden, by chance, they all happen to bounce and be in orbit at the same time, and they completely stop and freeze. And so they were frozen in time. And now there are these metal balls that are kind of surrounding her as though they're in orbit. And this is what you see.
I don't like this.
Just gonna stare at her.
I'll take a bit of a step forward.
Hyde, as you begin to step forward, a foot catches you. You turn to your side, and you see another feminine figure, a little smaller than this one, just dressed in a cloak. And her foot just kind of crossed your leg just to make you stop.
The hell is this?
You hear a voice that just says, "If you want a place that is safe, you'll follow me."
Who are you?
Is that what you say to her out loud?
Yeah.
In your mind, you hear a response that just says, "I am the one who hunts those who would raise a hand against the sovereignty." And at that moment, you watch as a drunken halfling kind of stumbles out of the crowd. Dirty blonde hair, kind of pulled back in a ponytail, holding up a bottle of whiskey. And with that, he just goes, Hey, you, sexy lady. I don't know what's going on with those balls, but I got balls. Just playing with you later. And at this point, as the head kind of slowly turns away from you, you feel a hand kind of tug you and pull you into the crowd. Do you fight it or do you go with it?
I'll go with it.
Okay.
I'll look back and see who it is, though.
It's a heavy hand. This appears to be a large half orc that's kind of dressed in leathers. And as you look down, you clock what looks like a big revolver on his belt. It's hidden by kind of a cloak, but this guy's packing.
Have I done anything to the sovereignty?
Not that you know of specifically recently.
I'm asking him. I'm looking up at him and asking him.
With that, the figure just goes, "Oh, Miss Hemlock, I don't really know. I just do what the boss tells me."
Can I look back at the boss? Saying the same thing? You say I'm safe with you, but everyone knows that's not true.
With that, he just says, "It's best you have that discussion elsewhere. Let's just get you somewhere less creepy." And he's just moving you off. Asher, you would have noticed this. Asher and Fira, with your passive perception, you would have noticed this. At this point, the individual is now combing through the crowd looking for Ezra.
I'd like to stealthily follow Ezra.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to shuffle through the crowd, like opposite ends, like keeping my eye on her.
Okay. Okay. With that, you guys begin following Ezra. And you notice that individual begins to move in kind of the same direction. At this point, there are people kind of, there's a bit of a commotion now. You hear a couple of people scream, seeing this happening, and they're kind of moving way out of the way. You get the sense this is now kind of a bit of a cat and mouse situation. Hyde, that individual, kind of taps you and just begins moving the opposite direction from your friends. What are you doing?
I guess I'll follow the person that tapped me, I guess.
Okay. Do you see anything?
I want to mentally message the kid. Like, keep me posted as where you guys are at. I might be on to something else.
Okay. You all hear Hyde's voice say that. And as he does, you almost hear this feedback within your mind. Hyde, that individual, moving towards Ezra, snaps back towards you.
Okay.
In my head, I'm gonna say, I think she can hear us.
And once again, kind of snaps back towards Ezra. Now kind of picked out two
What?
people.
Do I hear this?
I was gonna say,
I
I'm
think
gonna
everyone
say,
Yeah, you hear all of it.
if I saw her snap her head to me, I want to message like "fuck you" and then run with the other person as kind of a distraction.
For the purposes of this, I would like Hyde and Ezra to make initiative checks.
Okay.
24.
16.
Okay. Okay, I rolled really low. So what are the two of you doing right now?
I'm running with the person that tapped me on the shoulder in the opposite direction of the rest of the party by the looks of it.
Hey, this dude that grabbed me, is he one of the guards?
No,
No, he's not one of the guards. Do I recognize him?
you do not.
I don't.
Make a perception check.
21.
one. You notice he's got kind of a black, very tight, almost like a turtleneck that's covered in various like ceramic plates and things that kind of make it armored. But one of the arms is completely cut off, and he's just got a tattoo sleeve going all the way down. A lot of it seems to be kind of this tribal, like orcish kind of thing. You see a lot of douchebags, that kind of stuff. But there is a notable one on the shoulder. It's a picture of a knight's helm cut in half, and one half is completely obscured by shadow. You've seen that mark before.
Oh, you know Jack.
He just goes, as I said, best to talk in better company. Down to Muggy's we go. And he's just kind of taking you away.
Okay.
So are you doing anything else?
In my head, I'm gonna say,
Well, right after I tried to go it
hey
away.
guys, let's all meet at the lighthouse.
Okay, you all hear that? Make a deception check.
That's a natural 20.
Nice, take that, son of a bitch.
21.
Okay. At this point, you actually watch as the lighthouse is lit, and it kind of, just as you say it happens to kind of flash over in the area, and you watch as that figure like looks over, and anyone in the surrounding area, you hear this kind of high-pitched, just alien noise, and you watch as the watchmen that are around just kind of quiver for a second and almost shrink at whatever the sound is, and then look up as though like, oh my god, it's over, and look at each other and immediately book it towards the lighthouse. This figure, however, is still on one or both of Ezra and Hyde.
I'm gonna just keep looking.
So, Hyde, are you doing anything different?
No, I just want to hopefully get its attention.
Okay. So you just yelled that and then just ran, kind of hoping to get its attention.
Yeah, like, fuck you!
At this point, you watch as this individual just kind of looks down, and you watch as the form begins to kind of quiver and splits into two.
Oh, shit.
One is this strange, staticky, ghostly apparition. It's very, very odd. It almost looks like a walking, almost 2D black static. That one begins moving towards Ezra. The other one moves towards Hyde. Hyde, as she's walking towards you, you watch as a beautiful katana-like blade that's got this, like, almost very like cybernetic red hot tipped blade just pulls from a sheath behind her without her touching it, and it just kind of begins to float, and it does this kind of figure eight in front of her, and it rests about a foot in front of her for her to reach out and grab. As she does that, you watch as two of those orbs just move towards you.
Shit.
I literally rolled 2 natural ones in a row.
Oh no.
I got back-to-back natural ones.
Got that James death save luck.
Fuck these dice, you got me. So you watch as Hyde, as you're moving,
Yeah.
you turn back, and you see these two like molten hot bits of just these floating metal orbs just at this incredible speed towards you.
Yeah.
As you see that, you turn back, and those stupid fucking formal shoes that you wear
Yeah.
with your big clown feet, it hits a cobblestone, and you
Yeah.
fall back, and you watch as they go completely past your head. One actually just kind of like nicks the side of your cheek and draws blood This perfectly spherical, smooth object draws blood from the side of your cheek just by its velocity.
Well,
And you hear these two behind you,
hmm.
and you watch as two bystanders fall dead.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
One appears to
Sorry.
be like an elderly man
Sorry.
that his skull has just been kind of blown open. The other one was actually a young 20 or so looking elven woman who had her back turned, and there's just this mess of blood coming out of the center of her back, and she's face down on the floor.
Shit. Well, I'm gonna keep running.
Okay. Daru, Asher, Fira, what are the three of you doing?
I'm stealthily following Ezra.
Okay.
Can I like make eye contact with Ezra, but not say anything, but just let her know like I'm keeping an eye on her?
Okay. Ezra, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
And Fira, just give me roll a d20, add your wisdom modifier.
Seven.
Okay. Ezra?
19.
18? Okay.
19.
In the chaos of everything going on, you do briefly catch a glimpse of Fira
Okay.
as you look in this staticky whatever this thing is now moving through people to approach you.
How fast is it approaching me?
It's
Is it
moving a
gaining
little
more
bit faster than you,
ground?
right?
Okay.
A little bit. You were moving at kind of a walking speed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's moving at a bit of a faster walking speed. So for the purposes of this, you're about 60 feet away. It's moving at 40 feet around. You're moving at 30.
Okay. I'm gonna look up at this half orc and I'm gonna say, I'll meet you at Muggy's. And then I'm gonna Misty Step 60 feet in front of everyone, and I'm gonna start running toward Muggy's.
Okay, you've never been there.
Oh, I haven't been there before. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I thought I knew where I was going.
So
Never
in this
mind.
panic, you Misty Step 60 feet away.
Wait, I wouldn't have done that if I didn't know where Muggy's was. I legitimately thought I knew where it was, where the bar was. But if you want to say that I did it anyways, we can do it.
Well, you didn't know, so that's fair.
Okay.
But yeah, your character for sure hasn't been there.
Okay. Yeah, never mind then. I'm just gonna look up at the orc and be like, I think we should go a little faster.
He goes, all right. He says, give me a second to orient myself here. He says, are you familiar with the drowned berg?
I know where it is.
I need you to go to the alley behind McTavish's bar. There'll be a boat there for you. And with that, he pushes you and just says, go.
Okay.
You have a vague sense of where that is. It's one of the few operational places of business that's within the Drowned Berg. It's basically the shittiest dive bar that you could go to. It's where like the dregs of the sink go to drink.
Okay.
And with that, you watch as this half orc kind of turns around, and for the first time you've seen in a long time, pulls out this fucking revolver, this fucking hand cannon, and aims it at this static, and just goes, not one goddamn step closer. And it continues moving. You watch as he takes a shot. As he fires, you watch as the static just kind of glitches a little bit and shifts in place. And you watch as the half-orc just kind of grunts and falls back as it looks like the bullet was redirected his way.
Oh shit.
And he kind of falls to the side of Nala. You lose sight of him.
I'm gonna in this case I'm gonna use my Misty Step to get 60
so you're
feet
going forward.
Yeah.
All right. For the purposes of this, Hyde, Daru, and Asher, go ahead and roll initiative.
8.
Nice.
12.
28.
How far was Furia with me or from me when I saw
About
him?
90 feet.
90 feet?
Yeah, the thing was between you and Fira.
90 feet behind me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Daru, what was your number?
12.
12? Okay. All right. Okay. That brings us to Fira. What are you doing?
I feel like I don't want to engage just yet because I'm a little like reluctant on what kind of enemy this person is or their abilities. So I'm just going to keep an eye on them still.
Okay. So both your party members that this thing is chasing are moving in different directions. Are you staying put, or are you moving?
I am
towards?
staying closer to Ezra's side.
Okay, so you're going to kind of follow that way?
Yeah.
Just keep within line of sight? Okay, good to know. That's going to bring us to Daru.
As soon as I broke line of sight of that thing, and after I heard everybody sort of speaking like it could hear our thoughts, I just began full sprinting towards the man who sold me the hats. Wherever that is, away. Yeah.
Away from everything? Okay.
I'm gonna pass him real quickly, say, hey, you should really get out of here, and then just keep on running.
Okay. So, I mean, it's going to take you a long time to get over to him.
Yeah,
so you're just like
just
full dashing away.
Yeah.
Okay. As a note, you would be moving towards the watchmen who are going towards the lighthouse.
Do I know that they're going towards the lighthouse?
Yeah,
said
because
that
you
they-
heard Ezra say that. Presumably.
Oh, if that's towards the lighthouse, then oh shit, go the other way. cut like a 90 degree.
Okay, so you're kind of going catty corner.
Yeah.
It's like away from the badness.
Yes.
Okay. So that would be heading south. Lighthouse is west, and they're going north.
Until someone tells me where to go, I'm just running.
Okay, fair enough. That's bringing us to this thing. The static form is going to double dash 80 feet.
Whoa.
Which means it is now 20 feet from you, Ezra. And that's all its movement. Hide. The one towards you is going to... It's going to move its full movement of 40 feet.
Okay.
And for the purposes of this, we'll say that it's now... it's now about 20 feet away from you. It's going to bonus action Step of the Wind to get within your melee.
Alright.
And it is going to take a multi-attack on you. So it's now in melee with both you and this smaller female.
Okay.
Wow. It's a 28 to hit.
That hits.
I rolled really high. And an 18.
That also hits.
Okay. So for the first strike, You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Actually, this would be slashing, as she's using the kind of katana-like blade. She
Okay.
swipes across your chest with this crazy speed.
Okay.
And I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 22.
22. You feel, as she swiped across, she made this kind of like sigmoidal shaped curve,
Okay.
specifically trying to sever nerves
Yeah.
that are running across your chest, and you feel yourself for a second almost forget how to breathe.
Uh-huh.
As that happens, you watch as this female next to you, who is a sentinel,
Uh-huh.
make a strike towards her. You see this fist come out of nowhere, out of the darkness. And as it does, this kind of wispy, ethereal dragon spirals around her arm, and there's this burst of fire as her fist attempts to connect with whatever this creature is.
Okay.
Yet, this kind of inky figure is too fast and dodges the strike, evading the sentinel attack,
Okay.
and is now making its second attack on you.
Okay.
Fucking dope. Okay. Well, it hit you, but that's just low damage. 6 points of damage.
And that's exactly what I'm at, so I am down.
Nice. All right. Hyde is down.
Oh shit.
All right. That brings us to Asher.
Yes. I was following Ezra. Do I know that Hyde went down?
Make a perception check.
$19.
19.
Yeah.
You don't notice Hyde.
Okay.
You're following Ezra.
Well, I see that thing like teleport hella fast toward her. I am gonna unsure if I can do anything to damage it, but I will take a shot at it with one of my silvered arrows.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack.
$23.
23. As you fire the silvered arrow, you watch as it goes through this staticky form and just shatters in the cobblestone.
If that's the case,
It's very strange. You make an intelligence check.
$14.
14. Silver doesn't work. It just seems like whatever this is, it doesn't really have form. Is there anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna move closer to Ezra, but stay out of
Keep
sight.
giving chase. Okay. That's going to bring us to Ezra.
Fuck, this thing is moving way faster than I can move.
I mean, double dash. It's pretty much on you right now.
It's on me.
Yeah.
Is it attacking me?
You watch as it kind of is lunging towards you, as though it's trying to attack you. It's hard to tell because it's form is very vague, but it almost looks like a woman that's trying to Superman punch you right now.
Oh my
And you
god.
silver as an arrow flies through her form as she leaps and goes just past you and just like shatters.
Um, I'm gonna just look at it and I'm gonna use Toll the Dead. So I need a save. Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. As you attempt to reach out with this necrotic energy, you feel that the spell has nothing to affect. There doesn't appear to be a life force. There's nothing tangible to decay. So the spell fails.
Shit.
So you get the sense that necrotic damage is not going to help you. Do you have anything you want to do with a bonus action or movement?
I'm gonna try to. I'm just gonna keep moving. At the risk of getting opportunity struck.
Okay. Ooh. That's only a 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. Okay. So as you turn to run away, it swipes at you, and you feel this strange, like, staticky feeling kind of move through your form, but doesn't really do any damage. That brings us to Fira.
Did I notice Hyde? Wait, he's down, right?
Hyde is down.
Did I notice him going down?
You would have been... I mean, you were in the center, because you were moving towards Ezra, right? You were. So make a perception check.
18.
18. Unfortunately, you do not notice Hyde going down.
No one saw him.
Sorry.
Everyone followed Ezra.
Is there any way I could, like, investigate one of the figures from afar, or like try to, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll say as a bonus action, you can kind of take a moment to, how would you like to do that exactly? Like, what are you looking for? What about it, and what kind of knowledge are you trying to call from?
Well, so far we don't know any, like, weaknesses. Right.
This is just something that's very, very alien to you.
Okay, so we're still in the lodge, right? Or no? We're outside.
No, you're outside in the plaza.
Okay, and are there people around that recognize it?
You don't know if they recognize it, but there's a ton of people around. So, what are you doing right now?
I'm just gonna stay within the same thing.
Okay. Trying to stay within line of sight. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to Hyde. I need a death saving throw.
Yep. All right.
Oh no.
Nat 20.
Nice! Fuck yeah, dude!
Nat 20 on the first try.
Oh yeah!
So does that put me at 1 hit point?
It does.
Okay. Take that. I'm going to immediately reach in for that vial.
So,
Yeah.
before we get there,
Yeah.
Hide.
Yeah.
As you are struck by white hot pain, you fall flat on your back in the plaza of the sink and land in soft grass. You slowly open your eyes and you are looking up into the daunting oblivion of Dreadmarrow's skylight. Clouds in the dark obscure the stars, but you can faintly see the light. And as your hands kind of dance around the blades of grass, you find yourself in the Grove of Visions, where you first saw the beast within you. And as you kind of help yourself up to your feet, you look in the distance towards the oak. And you see that thing that you were so afraid of. A gargantuan beast with horns coming off the front of it, reptilian claws, almost a double-jointed elbow with impossibly long arms. You see it burrowing through the earth, knocking everything down that it travels through, just this force of pure chaos and terror. And for a split second, as you kind of waver between a conscious and unconscious state, you kind of close your eyes and give in to the beast. And as part of this, you have unlocked your psionic feat.
Oh shit.
I'm going to add the Abominable Sense feat. As a passive ability, you can add a D4 on any survival check to track prey.
Okay.
And as an active ability once per day, as a bonus action, you can gain 120 feet of blind sight for
Jesus.
1d4 rounds.
Okay. Damn.
So, as you have this faint vision and get pulled back up by whatever this thing is inside of you, what are you doing?
So I just come to.
You
This thing's
feel
right on
yourself.
top.
You feel yourself fall to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and as you hit and have this vision, and almost like, you know that feeling you get when you feel yourself falling asleep in a situation where you shouldn't, and then
Yeah.
you just shoot awake.
Uh-huh.
It's like that, except
Okay.
you shoot awake and you're already on your feet, not knowing how you got there.
Oh shit. Okay.
And unfortunately, no one was there to witness it. Rolled high enough.
Is this thing right in front of me?
It is.
Okay, then fucking my turn. I drink the vial that I was given.
Okay.
And then Reckless does not take Rage. I'm just gonna go Reckless at it and attack it. I do not have any Rages left, so I'm just gonna go straight Reckless and beat the shit out of this thing.
Okay. So as a note.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's fine. Never mind.
Okay.
You don't know. So, go ahead. What are you attacking with?
Just my bare hands, just beating the crap out of this thing, because that's all I have.
Okay. Well, you have those brass knuckles too.
Oh yeah, the brass knuckles. Yeah, I forgot I had those.
Sure. Go ahead and make your reckless attacks.
Okay. Let's see. So 13 for one and 25 for the other.
The 25 hits.
Okay. So let's see. So no raid. So let me see. Let's see. It doesn't say what my straight melee attacks would do.
It's going to be a 1d4 plus
My strength mod. So which would be a
7.
25. So my okay, cool. So 9.
By the way, you're at a plus 10 to hit right now.
Oh shit. So plus 10, then the other one was a 7, so it would have been 17.
That hits.
Okay, so 9 points of damage on one, and 10 points of damage on the other.
19 points of damage.
Yeah.
Without raging. Nice. So you just get up, and at this point you watch as this female is trying to wedge herself between you and whatever this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of push her aside,
Yeah.
grab this creature by whatever the fuck she is wearing or whatever it's strange. It's like this leathery, it's like this silky leathery hide. It's very odd. And you
Okay.
just fucking clock her in the face. As she does, for the first time, you see the hands go up in kind of this like defensive, almost cowering posture as you just two right crosses right to the base.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's Hyde's go.
Yep.
That's going to bring us to. That's going to bring us to our monk friend. She is going to try to force your movement away from this thing because she doesn't want to fight it. But first, she's going to hit it. She has a bonus because you're flanking with it, so she gets +2. That hits. That damage is negligible, but she is going to try to do a stunning strike. That fails, so she's going to try again. That misses. She's now going all in on this with a flurry of blows.
There goes
that
all
hits.
the key points.
Stunning
Flurry of
strike.
blurs.
So you watch as now this female, you now see her fist is green, and you have not seen one of these creatures before. It's almost elf-like, and the nose is almost a little bit animal-like, almost like a bit of a skull.
Okay.
And there are these kind of this silvery ethereal dragons that are kind of wrapped around her forearms as she's swinging. On the third strike, she opens her palm, and there's a visage of now a red dragon that appears on her palm, and this burst of fire comes out of her hand, and whatever this creature is now briefly stunned.
Okay.
So now with that, it's going to be a full round.
Damn, that might have saved your life.
I mean, that natural 20.
Yeah, the natural 20 saved him, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. At this point, Hyde and the monk you've got a full round to double dash away if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, let's bolt.
You're actually going to be able to kind of get around a corner, and you're good for now.
Okay.
Ezra, you're the one that is kind of getting harrowed by this thing. So what are Asher, Fira, and Ezra doing to try to break free of this thing? Ezra, you're up.
How far is it behind me?
It's 30 feet behind you.
Can I look around? Is there anyone that's wearing any kind of cape, anything that is easy to throw off and put on?
For the purposes of this, I'd say yeah. It's still kind of crowded around. You see a couple people with like loose-fitting cloaks and things like that. Yeah.
Is there someone small? Not small,
How-
like something that'll fit me, but someone who obviously isn't gonna give that much fight.
Yeah, I mean, you see one pretty petite female that's kind of running away with this big, like, ornate-looking scarf.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna
Punch her in the face.
I'm gonna run up next to her and I'm gonna kind of grab her by the shoulder and say, "Sorry, I need this." And as I do that, I'm gonna cast darkness on myself. And in the darkness, I'm gonna try to take the thing off and put it over myself, and then run the fuck out of there.
Okay.
Is that too much to do on my turn?
Love it.
I'd say for you, a sleight of hand check would be an action.
A sleight of hand check. I'm not trying to be subtle about it.
Well, but you have to get it off of her, so you can cast a spell, but you can't take the scarf from her.
Okay, I'll cast the spell. I guess I can't really do anything else.
Okay.
I'll cast darkness on myself, and then I'll... In my head, I'll say I can't... If I say anything to anyone, is that gonna be an action?
No.
No? Okay, I'm gonna say, sister, take them to where I spend my time. And then I'm just gonna cast darkness and run as fast as I can through nearest corner.
So you're running through the darkness.
I'm gonna run through the darkness and cast it and run through it.
Okay. As a note, text me what the fuck that means, because I don't know. I'm sure sister does.
No, I'm talking to Fira, not sister. And that's confusing.
Okay. You're
I think
telling
Fira
Fear
would
to
know
take
that.
where you spend your time.
Yeah, I'm hoping she'll get that.
But you
I
don't
think she
know where
would.
Mucky. You don't know where Mucky's is. I guess you found out.
Yeah, but I'm not telling her to go to Muggy's. Just
Okay.
somewhere familiar.
As long as you guys know what that means, because I don't. That's going to bring us to Asher.
So I see her disappear into the darkness.
Yep.
And I'm now alone again. A child. I'm gonna start backtracking and try to find Hyde.
Okay.
I assume Ezra. I don't know where she is. I assume she got away.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start going back. I'm just gonna use all
Okay.
my action.
Asher.
movement.
Yeah. Asher doubles back, moving towards Hyde. Okay. That's gonna bring us to Fira.
Who's the closest to me? Is it Daru?
Daru fucking booked. Like nobody's
Okay.
right now.
And so it'd be Asher.
Asher now turns back and is headed towards you.
Okay, can I meet up with him so we can go together, and I'll tell him that I know where Ezra would want us to go.
Okay.
Asher, do you want to go find Hyde?
Yeah, I gotta find Hyde first.
Okay. So we'll go find Hyde.
Okay. I mean, it's not fucking hard. As you kind of like say, like, hey, do you want to go find? You hear this barbaric scream and turn, and Hyde is just fucking like railing whatever in the face.
Okay. That must have been Hyde. Let's go towards that direction.
Okay. So you're gonna try to follow Hyde. For the purposes of this, you guys are out of initiative. No one has eyes on Ezra. Ezra. You see something new. You watch as this creature moves through the darkness, and within this darkness, you can see it.
Does it see me?
It's looking at you, and you can
Oh,
see,
shit.
through your own darkness, you can see it. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
It's not. That shouldn't happen. 13.
That fucking shouldn't happen. Because you certainly cannot see through regular darkness nor magical darkness. but you can see it through the darkness. And it's moving towards you.
Holy shit. I'm gonna keep running. I don't know if I can outrun it, but
Okay.
if there's like any corner I can slip into or anything that I find.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna keep running if not.
Okay. The staticky being is going to... so you're just going to double dash?
I'm gonna double dash.
Okay. This staticky being is going to attempt to chase you down. And it has more speed than you. It is going to have to use a step of the wind to get to you if you double dash, but it's going to take 2 swings at you.
Okay.
That fucking misses. That is a 21.
That hits.
You take 6 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
As this staticky, whatever this is, swipes at you and doesn't quite make it, and then takes another swipe and almost reaches into the back of your head. Almost, it feels like it's pulling on your hair, except it's pulling on your brain. As you kind of instinctively let out kind of a scream of pain and break free, the back of your ears and head just feel hot. And you kind of move your speed away from it, and it's once again moving through. You exit the darkness, and you can see it through your darkness break outside of it. It's back to your go.
Shit. How far is where I'm running to?
It's like half a mile.
It's half a mile. And what is there around me? Is it just streets and people?
It's getting a little bit lessened right now because you're making it away from the main fray.
So it's getting less crowded.
It's much less crowded. You're now running kind of through the dark, and there are certain places where it's kind of difficult terrain, and like there's like puddles and water, and you get the sense that this thing is not going to be abated by that.
Yeah.
You don't have any eyes on any of your friends. It's been radio silent. For all you know, everyone is left.
In my head, I'm gonna say, guys, I'm in trouble, and I'm gonna keep running. I don't know if they can hear me or not. Double dash.
At this point, I'm going to say they can't hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna double dash.
I don't hear anything.
Okay. Sure. I mean, you're fucking gone.
Yeah.
And you guys are...
I'm trying to find my way back to Ezra's house. I got walked there one time, but that's the only place.
Okay. Make an intelligence check. Okay, it's not going to use any more key points. It's just going to double dash to get to you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back to you, Ezra.
I'm gonna look at it and say, what do you even want from me? And I'm gonna... I'm just going to intimidatingly hold my bladed gauntlet out and not do anything.
Okay.
Can I take the dodge action?
Yeah.
I'll take
you take the dodge action. Okay. It doesn't respond. It's strange. It doesn't seem like this is a person. It's just like this staticky digital shadow of one. It's taking attacks on you. 18?
Barely hits.
And a 15, so that misses. Oh, fucking ass. You take another 6 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Back to you. You're now alone in this dark alley, facing off with whatever the fuck this thing is. You just hear this faint... It literally sounds like static from a TV.
Sounds like static from a TV.
So far, you've tried necrotic, and you've seen physical damage, neither of which have worked.
Yeah. I'm in trouble. You said it's staticky?
Mm-hmm.
Ezra doesn't really know much about technology, so that kind of just makes her think that it's some sort of like computer. And I'm just gonna use Digital Phantom and hope that it helps.
The fuck is that?
Second, it's my last spell. Second level. It hides my presence within a computer system. I don't know if it's gonna
That's
work,
pretty cool.
but I'm gonna just cast that and then run.
Casting time of 1 action.
It's touch and she's right up to me, so I'm just gonna touch her real quick.
So I will say, you typically would have to do this in on a computer system.
Okay.
So for the purposes of this, make a melee spell attack. And because, I'm sorry I'm being harsh here, but because this is a spell that is typically like something that you're casting the spell and like affecting a system, it's like trying to pick a lock that's attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say this is at disadvantage.
It's a disadvantage. Okay.
Melee spell attack at disadvantage. The armor class might not be as high as you think, but
It's just a 10.
that's the
It's a DC.
Oh,
it's just a 10 to hit. It's not they're trying to dodge you. It's just this form.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you cast a spell and reach into the center of whatever this thing is, you watch as there is this change in its color, and you watch as this form just begins to quiver and shake as though it's in pain, and you see glimpses of more of these soldiers, hundreds, all perfectly in alignment with various objects and effects happening around them. And at this moment, that's when it kind of clicks. You've heard of these things. You get the sense this might be a revenant. Psionic soldiers and assassins that work directly under the Archbishop. Some say that they were human at one time, and they've been turned into something else. When you were part of the rebel force within the Sink, that you heard ghost stories about these things. And as you touch it and you see that brief image in its visage, you watch as it breaks free and is frantically looking around. And then its gaze goes back and almost makes direct eye contact with you. Yet not aggressive. It's just, it scans, makes direct eye contact, and moves a little past you.
Just kind
And
of
kind of goes,
move away casually. Just like start walking away like nothing happened.
okay.
nice.
As you do, you watch as it kind of floats a couple more feet towards you, and then darts down an alley the other way.
Okay,
And
worked.
That's where we're going to end our session today.
Wow.
Good job.
Dude, those things are scary. Holy
I don't like it.
shit.
Oh, I know.
I don't like
Yeah.
No, I left you all to die right away.
Yeah, Daru's like, I'm just dipping.
Kind of an
I
unfortunate.
laughed how everybody left the kid. He's just like, well, I'm just here alone.
I mean, to be fair, nothing was chasing after, so
it.
he did okay.
Yeah.
I would just say, probably a good thing that thing chased one of the spellcasters, Because if it were after someone that could only do like physical damage and didn't have any other options, that might have been rough. Dude, Eddie, that fucking natural 20 on the death save.
That's
Yeah.
saved
That's
you, man.
great.
I was
Ever
already like,
since-
okay, let's
What?
get ready to say goodbye to him. Like,
Yeah.
I was
nope,
actually ready. I
fine,
was
nat
like,
20.
because you know, anytime you make a player roll, it's like in the back of my head, I'm like, fuck, like what if he rolls a natural 1 right now? Like Hyde's done.
Yep.
That'd be so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, like that
Wow.
early on too. Like shit. Okay.
I mean, you've lost characters earlier on, but
Yeah.
If I
Did
also if I kill one of your characters, I'll fund the character out.
Sounds fair. Oh man, that was intense. Those things are not fun to fight.
Yeah,
I already
that-
had to use my fucking potion. I wanted to save that shit, but I was like, the hell with it.
yeah, I can't believe you.
Go big or go home.
Yeah,
We didn't short rest when we got to the sink, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Couldn't we say
We went
we could
straight
say
to
that
the-
was a short rest? Like getting food
Like
and
the
doing all
festival?
that stuff? Yeah.
Okay.
to be fair, you guys weren't there that long.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been an hour. And
a
everything's
little-
already dying around us.
You're kind of on the brink of getting one, but like, yeah, that
Oh.
kind of. If you guys kind of took more time, but you were pretty like split up and go do all this other shit. You guys got really excited, so.
I was gonna go back for that hammer and see if that was laying around and just beat the shit out of that thing.
Or just go completely. Oh, you weren't fighting the Spectre. I thought it'd
That's
be fun
later.
if you were fighting the digital
Yeah.
thing, like swung through it and fucking killed 3 people.
Yeah, GG,
Alright, guys, well,
guys.
No, I know it's late, so I'll let y'all
Very
go.
interesting.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll see you guys later, man. That was fun.
Guys,